how do you actually, where did the idea originate?
When I am doing my master's as well as PhD at Andhra University, I faced a lot of difficulty in getting relevant literature for my research.
Organizing conferences, one part of it is also publishing papers, because a lot of these conferences have professors, doctors who come and publish because they are judged on that. Do you still do the conferences?
70 to 80% of those conferences are taking place in the major cities across the G20 countries. And I got a call from the Honorable Prime Minister.
Do we have a Lancet-like publication in India with that kind of high credibility?
Yes, of course, I think some of the journals are there, but Indian scientists are not giving the importance to the Indian journals.
How do you control all this? Such a huge canvas of operation that you have. How do you control all this?
Because of the technology now, we can operate the same with hundreds of employees instead of thousands of employees. So 10 employees work is doing by 1 employee now.
Welcome to Conversations on HYBIZ. I'm Suresh Kochatal. Information, they say, is a new gold. Data, they say, is also new gold. But more importantly, where do you get this information from? Today, there's so much of information on the net, just about everywhere. It's a case of information overload. We don't know where to get what, and when we get it, we don't know whether it's genuine or not. So here comes Pulsus, an organization that publishes different kinds of papers, and of course, peer reviews it, and then the latest one also translates it. I have with me today Srinubabu, CEO of Pulsus with me. Welcome, sir. Namaskar.
Namaste.
So, Mr. Srinubabu, tell me now, how do you actually, where did the idea originate? You started quite some time back.
Yeah, so I started in 2007. So the starting also, I would like to give the clarification why I started. So when I am doing my master's as well as PhD at Andhra University, I faced a lot of difficulty in getting relevant literature for my research. Andhra University is not having the subscription to majority of the scientific and healthcare journals in those times.
Okay.
So I used to travel from Andhra University to Hyderabad, CCMB, IICT to get the literature, just access the literature. My PhD is application of mathematical modeling for early stage identification of diabetes. So that is my PhD. For that, I got Young Scientist Award from the Human Proteome Organization in 2007. The scientists, some of the scientists asked me, what is your next goal? I told them at the Human Proteome Organization South Korea in 2007, I told them, scholars from developing countries are facing a lot of difficulty in getting relevant literature for their research. So we have to start an open access journal just to give the information to the scholars and students from developing countries, because until that the literature is completely with the high level universities like Stanford, Harvard and all. So with their support we started the first open access journal, and later in 2023 or 24 the same was quoted by Professor Robert Williams from the UK professor. One of the invention of out of 150 which changed the world and produced the prosperity is my open access initiative. Until that, the complete literature as well as healthcare information is with the high level universities and developing countries. After that, developed countries, after the open access is there, then everyone is able to access the literature. Until that, the literature is in books. Because of the internet, it has come into the open. Once it has opened, from 2007 onwards, it is under open access category. From 2027 to 2020-21, the literature is huge in the internet, in the public domain, so especially in the open access category. Because of that availability of the literature and all, and the scientific and healthcare information availability, the artificial intelligence is able to evolve. So that's my opinion.
So basically, what you're saying is that there is so much information out there. You basically try to get the best of those information
Yes.
into one single bucket
Yes.
and provide it to the public.
Yes. No, provided to the public,
Public, yeah.
as
Initially, it
well
was
as to,
doctors.
yes,
Yeah.
doctors and physicians, and as well as scientists. So we are into the medical publishing is major. 80% of our publications are medical, and about 5 to 10% are the business, and another 5 to 10% are the scientific and agriculture related.
So basically, peer reviewed, checked for errors, checked for genuinity.
Yes.
In today's age of chat GPT, that must be quite a huge challenge.
Yes.
That, what the joking part of it is that it took 5 years to get a PhD earlier. Now you can get back and get it in about possibly 2 years. Because there's so much of information that you can ask chat GPT or Cloud or any other provider, and they would give you that information. The point is very simple, sir. You also were into organizing conferences at one point in time, if I recollect. Organizing conferences, one part of it is also publishing papers, because a lot of these conferences have professors, doctors who come and publish their related, research papers, because they are judged on that. Their promotion is judged on that. Their standing in the industry is judged on that. Do you still do the conferences?
Yes, we are doing about 1,000 plus annual conferences across the world. There are about 70 to 80% of those conferences are taking place in the major cities across the G20 countries. So that is the reason I am also worked as a G20 co-convener during the India G20 presidency time in 2023, and I got a call from the Honorable Prime Minister also, because G20 promotions happening within India is by the government. Outside India, in the G20 countries, we are also promoted about the opportunities, means business opportunities, and other economical opportunities we have in India, and we are able to expose to the remaining G20 countries. So apart from our regular conferences, majority of our conferences are related to the healthcare as well as science. But first time we did the tech conferences also, Global Tech Summit. We did one in Visakhapatnam, another one in Hyderabad, apart from the G20 Tech Summit. So we started a new add-on value to the regular healthcare as well as scientific conferences, the Tech Summit series, Global Tech Summit series. So globaltechsummit.com is our
So
new
when you do
initiative.
conferences, obviously there is a cost attached to it.
Yes.
I mean, organizing conferences is not easy, because I remember I organized 6 of them when I was working in Apollo. There's a amount attached to everything. You need to make money. You're running, publishing business. Where do you make your money from?
Yeah, so majority of the conferences are got paid by the respective doctors, because in India, why the conferences are get paid by the doctors or pharma companies? In India, doctors will get the reputation based on the word of mouth. In Western countries, doctors will get the reputation based on the number of publications they are having and based on the number of conferences they are attending. Apart from the regular continued medical education
The
credits
CME part of it. Yeah.
they are getting, the reputation is going to build based on the number of publications, because if you are a patient related some expert, so you are going to suggest who is the best doctor in that particular field. You are going to search, is the doctor is having that expertise or not. On what basis you are going to judge? Based on the publications the respective doctor is having.
How much of
Those
research,
publications platform we are providing, because Pulsus is one of the brand. Apart from the Pulsus, we own and operate approximately 18 brands, 1400 journals. So even though Pulsus is backend support service, Pulsus as well as OMICS International Private Limited is backend support service from India, but the front end we are having about 18 plus brands like Longdom, IOMC World, iMedPub. So about 18 brands are there. So almost all the major brands we are operating at the respective countries, and backend support service we are doing it from India.
How do you control all this? Such a huge canvas of operation that you have. How do you control all this?
Yeah, once upon a time, the controlling of about 5,000 plus employees is very difficult. But because of the technology now, we can operate the same with hundreds of employees instead of thousands of employees. So artificial intelligence gave a additional boost to our business, because once upon a time, to write an email according to the requirement of a respective doctor or professor, each and every employee is to take about 15 to 20 minutes time just to give the reply. But based on the new artificial intelligence thing, then the same thing is happening within a minute. The personalized communication is happening within minutes, and the personalized invitations also happening within seconds. So 10 employees work is doing by one employee now.
Now, in terms of publishing, it's fine. In terms of getting a peer review done, at the end of the day, somebody needs to pay for the publishing, isn't it?
Yes.
Is there a pushback on that, or people accept they're ready to pay for getting the work peer reviewed and published?
Yes, so majority of the doctors, they publish on their own, and some of the scientific related articles, the funding is given by the respective funding agencies like National Institute of Health of United States, Wellcome Trust of UK, European Molecular Biology Laboratory of Europe. In India, it is CSIR funding. So the respective funding agencies are also made mandatory to publish their research in open access journals. So that is the boost to the open access, and because of that open access only, now the literature availability to the artificial intelligence units, artificial intelligence engines is easy. Because of that, we are able to get whatever we want from the ChatGPT or any other artificial intelligence platform. So open access literature availability in science, technology and medicine, STM publishing, is gave huge boost to the artificial intelligence search engines.
I was reading last week an article in Forbes International about this gentleman in US called Daniel Nadler. What he has done is he started an organization called Open Evidence.
Okay.
Open word is still there.
Yes.
Open Evidence, in which his organization collects all the articles published by different pharma companies, research papers, and then funnels it to doctors based on a subscription model. The facility is right now available only in the US. And with his latest round of funding, the valuation of that company is around $3.5 billion.
Yes.
Which is huge.
In the Western countries, any initiative, initially it is going to get huge support, because the healthcare market is that much, especially in the United States of America. So compared to the developing countries, we will not get that much of market initially. But if you are projecting from the Western countries, then automatically we'll get the similar type of valuations, even more. Because in the last 15 years, as I told, we are operating about 1400 plus journals and 1000 plus annual conferences across 40 plus countries. So from the last 15-16 years, we published approximately 20 million articles. 20 million articles, more than 200 million pages of the articles, and those articles are open access. So if we can generate the more revenue than whatever the respective entrepreneur who gave it. Yes, open evidence. Yes, of course for that the respective entrepreneur who is the person who started it, he has to take the copyright approval from the respective publishers. Without copyright approval, he is not
allowed to publish it.
Yeah, he did not have the permission. But the same thing is possible with us, because we have the copyrights with the articles, whatever I told about 20 million articles. And now new project is the translation of that existing healthcare, agriculture and scientific information to the local languages. So that is our next project.
So I think agriculture plays an important part, because quite often the agriculture in India is at the local level.
Yeah.
Be it Andhra states, Telugu speaking states, or North India where Hindi is a big language. I think when I went through your site, I saw that Telugu and Hindi are right now available in terms of translation. How do you do that? It is an automatic translation, or again people have to sit and translate the entire?
No. So everything is automatic. Once upon a time, the translation we used to do, especially in German as well as Chinese,
Okay.
with the respective people who used to work at Hyderabad or respective universities. But now everything is a machine translation, followed by the confirmation from the respective author who published it.
Checks
If it
for
is an
errors.
article from China, then the China author should finalize the respective language translation, is it right or not, followed by the editor from the respective China. Because once we are publishing it, it is an authorized, authenticated content with reference to the healthcare or agriculture. So that is very important than the regular machine translation. Of course, we are going to use and we are using machine translation only. After translation, again reconfirmation, validation is given by the author who wrote the article, as well as the editor who approved that article for publication in a peer-reviewed journal out of 1400 plus journals we are publishing. So once the article is published from us, it is authorized and authenticated content than the YouTube channels or some other. So 90% of that those articles are not having the authorization, and the articles publishing from us, the information publishing from us is an authorized and authenticated content, especially from the scholars and doctors, physicians across the world. So that is the advantage. Apart from the translation, I told you we are conducting about 1000 plus annual conferences.
Correct.
So what is the advantage of these conferences? The doctors are coming, they are giving whatever the new surgeries, novel techniques they are following in their profession. That profession, if some doctor is giving some knowledge or some information in some Chinese language or German language, the same getting translated to the other languages once it is published in our journals. So that is our new methodology in publishing. Okay. So far, English is the only language. But in future, not only English, language is no longer barrier for research is my initial slogan in 2007-2008 itself, because I am from Telugu medium. I faced a lot of difficulty when I am doing my postdoc at Stanford University with the English people. So at that time only I have taken a determination that language should not be the barrier for research.
True.
And I did the analysis also. Why the countries like Germany, Korea, Japan, China, their skill set is very high compared to the India, because their language of education is in their mother language. Whenever our education is in our mother language, we can apply our knowledge wherever required, whenever required. So the adaptable, if it is an adapted language like English, we are not able to apply like that. That is the reason our skill set is, don't take me wrong, but our skill set is compared to Germans or compared to Koreans or compared to Japanese is less.
Mother tongue is important.
Yes, mother tongue. So our understanding should be in our own language. Then only we can apply immediately wherever required, whenever required. Eppudu ekkada ela యూజ్ చేసుకోవాలో, that is the education. Yeah.
So when you're talking of mother tongue, and rightly so, because when you go to Germany, a German will speak in German even if he knows English.
Yes.
Whereas we try to impress people by saying English is the language, but it has its own advantages.
Yeah, it has its own advantages.
So for example, even in the IT sector, we see a lot of Indians actually going ahead because of the English component of it. But more important than that is the part that, again, which I started the entire conversation about, information overload.
Yeah.
There's so much of stuff published. For example, today when we go to doctors, the biggest complaint the doctors make is a patient comes prepared with what is wrong with him or her by Googling.
Yes.
They will tell doctor what is wrong, what kind of treatment should be done, and then the doctor gets a feeling, what am I doing here? Okay. So in your case, when you do publications at such a huge scale, do you see a kind of doctors also saying, boss, this is too much, or this is good that I'm keeping myself updated in terms of CME, as you rightly said? Because in India also we have this every year doctors have to attend their own, mostly cardiologists will go for cardiology conferences, psychiatry will go for psychiatry conferences, and they get the credits for it. Do you think in India we still are catching up with the rest of the world in terms of publishing, or still we are lacking because it is for the sake of publishing you publish, or actually there's some real content in that?
So without real content, publication is not going to be accepted in a medical journal. Without real content, no editor is going to accept the publication in the respective journal. So for each and every research paper has its own credibility as well as its own novelty in their research. So then only we can publish that. So if we are publishing an article means it is novel, some novelty in the respective field, either it is in healthcare or in science or in agriculture, whatever it is. So always the advantage now we have than the previous is whatever the novelty is coming from a particular research paper, it is getting translated to 20 plus international languages. And so far we gave the information only to the doctors as well as physicians and scientists. But in future we are going to give the same information to the common public in their respective language, in their respective platform. Whether they can, if they want means they can take an audio platform or video platform or text platform. So whatever it is. So common people also, they can ask something in their mobile. And then automatically mobile is going to give the answer in audio format or video format or text format. So that is the advantage we have.
So when you're talking of a publication getting into the technology part of it, and especially how information is retrieved rather than how information is posted, do you see what are the challenges that you see as you go ahead? Because what was there 10 years ago is not there now.
Yes.
What will be there today won't be there even after 5 years.
Yeah.
That how fast the world is changing. What are the challenges that you see in this business? I mean, you would have factored
in the medical publishing.
Yeah, in medical publishing.
So challenges means, yeah, see, always medical publishing, even though the entire world is running too much fast, the medical publishing has its own credibility. To run that world, always world research is, today's research is tomorrow's reference. Always it has its own credibility forever. It has its own credibility. Even after 100 years, it has its own credibility. You can take Einstein, whatever he proposed, still had his own credibility. Like that, each and every research paper is having its own credibility, even though the artificial intelligence is playing the major game now. Because artificial intelligence also should refer from where that particular
article came from.
Without that reference, the ChatGPT or artificial intelligence also is not having the credibility. He should cite from where that particular research has come. So that citation gives the credibility to the science.
Do we have a Lancet-like publication in India with that kind of high credibility?
Yes, of course. I think some of the journals are there, but Indian scientists are not giving the importance to the Indian journals. So that is more
So you want to get an Oscar, you go national award is not good enough. You need
not
an Oscar.
good. So even in movies also, the people will give more importance to the Oscar than the local awards. And if the Oscar has come, means each and everyone feel happy. So
as they say,
say same thing in the science.
As they say in Hindi, "Ghar ki murgi dal barabar."
Yeah,
That is so when you look at, say, publishing as an industry when you started, and how it has grown over the years, have you ever what is the kind of interaction with the end user? You're saying you're giving it to the doctors first,
yes,
to the paramedical professionals or technologies, everybody, and now you common public. Do you have a system where there's a constant feedback from the people reading it, saying, this article could have been better, this could have been done this way, oh, this is really good?
Yeah, so that is the future. So far, we haven't given the people to comment, common public to comment on a particular research. That is a post-peer review. In science world, we call it as a post-peer review. Means once the article is got published, even after publication, if some information is something is wrong in that particular article, the common public also can comment on that article. So far that is not there in science. but we are going to provide in future in respective languages. See, yeah, each and every scientist can write on his own opinion based on the research output, whatever he got, or doctor, whatever he got. But later, some changes may happen, no? So the common public also can give some additional information to that. That is the future. Like the news publications only. See, I
changed.
think Times of India, Hindu, they are giving the importance to the common public also can comment on it. No,
Correct.
so like that in science also it is going to come, but even for comments also review is required whether the comment should be posted to the public or not. So we are building a platform for that. So it takes time.
There's one element which you mentioned which kind of got my interest in. It's a video
Yes.
availability because the future is video.
Yes.
The print medium as such, print medium in terms of print newspapers is slowly dying out.
Yes.
Possibly you and me are the last generation which is reading a newspaper. The present generation, 80% don't read it. They have their own way of accessing information.
Yes.
They get onto in shots or do whatever it is, they get the information they require. When you're talking of video and you're talking of publishing, is there a possible scenario in the future where when the papers are being presented, there's a video recorded and that video also gets published in a video format so that instead of reading, because people don't have time to read, they would like to listen or watch. Is that possible?
Yeah. So in fact, some of our employees creating the videos based on the artificial intelligence from the research paper. So the artificial intelligence tool, what it is asking is we have to provide a relevant information to that. So the tool is giving the video or clips. So then if the tool is giving the video clip, then automatically video is going to make subject to approval from the respective author who is writing the article. Once the article is published or finalized in the text format, based on the text, some of the artificial intelligence tools are there to give the video in video format, or the respective scientist itself they can shoot it.
That's right.
But shooting is a different problem, and it is going to take more efforts and more money, because in India means we can get the shooting person for per day about 10,000 rupees.
Yeah,
but in foreign it is high cost. It takes minimum of $400-500 per day per person. Around 4 or 5 people means it may be $2,000-2,500. So cost effective, it is not right choice. But as I told, artificial intelligence tools are going to make these videos, research paper videos in future. So it is going to be another revolution in the scientific publishing.
There's a very big chunk of business which companies like Byju's and all exploited earlier, which is a student community. The students have a range of options of getting information before. Now they're all hooked on to ChatGPT and cloud and other things. The teachers also need a lot of updated information because every day there's something new happening. So what was yesterday is not true today. So they need to get updated. Do you see that as also a segment, a separate segment for which you can address in terms of publishing your papers or notes or whatever you can call it?
Yes. So that's what, as I told, once the information is translated to the local languages, and as per the recent NEP, National Education Policy also, they suggested education should be in mother language up to elementary, up to school level.
Correct.
At least. And the government of India also is keen in developing the technical as well as medical education in local languages, especially Hindi and Telugu. Some of the engineering colleges also started, but they are not that much successful as expected because the availability of the literature is not there. That is the reason the success of the local language education institutes are not taken place, even though government of India initiated it. Of course, I gave this suggestion to the Union government in 2018 when I wrote the book, Make in India book. It was opened by the Honorable Minister. So at that time only they started initiated, but they immediately started colleges in the local language colleges. What is the use if they initiated the colleges without having the textbooks as well as literature?
Content should be there.
Yes, that content we have to provide. So that's the reason we gave the proposal also to the government of India. Translation of the existing healthcare information to the local language is more important, followed by the translation of textbooks to the local languages. So once this translation is going to take place, then whatever the in future education related, we are going to play the crucial role if the government is giving the permission to us, because our translation is authorized and authenticated, as I told. The same thing we are going to do for the textbooks also in a more interactive format. So far the textbook is only the text, and it's physical. But in future, if it is e-book, and if the particular information again it is some interactive requirements, then we can make an animated video for that each and every e-book. So the information learning also is going to be easy. Once upon a time, to go to the university and the reference of books, it takes huge time. But now we can do it from the mobile. So that is the advantage.
They say this is not rocket science. Sure, you will agree with that.
Yeah.
Is there a threat that somebody else could start something or has already started something like this?
Yeah.
So how do you stay ahead of the race?
Of course, I think more than 50, 60 people may be started, but always every journal has its own credibility. Like you told, Lancet, is it having its own credibility? Like that Pulsus journals, it's a Canadian based 40 years old company. It has its own credibility. So scientists, they work for about 1 year, 1.5 years to get a right research article. They have to choose which journal and which platform they have to publish, because once the research is published, it is going to be forever. They have to showcase that research. So that is the reason scientists also are choosing the right platform to publish their research. So they are giving the importance to us, means we are maintaining that credibility. As I told, we published about 20 million plus articles from about 15 million plus scientists. And out of about an entire world in this profession, more about 30 to 35 million people are there. Out of 30 to 35 million people, at least 50% of the people at least published one article or attended one conference to in our platform. So that gives the more credibility of our platform.
So, Mr. Srinubabu, definitely the opportunities are huge. Possibly we will see a $1 billion valuation for your company when...
Definitely more than that.
We will see, because Open Evidence has got a 3.5 billion valuation.
Yeah.
And do you have it is not as early startup. We have been in this business for pretty long time.
Since 16, 17 years.
Possibly it's time to unlock that value, which is there in that.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for speaking to us at HYBIZ, and it's wonderful. I mean, when I spoke to you last, maybe about 8 years ago, the world was different. Now
yes,
it's changed
of course.
a lot.
Yeah.
Because they say before death and after, I mean, it's usually the calendars are referred to, BC and AD, but now it's before COVID and after COVID.
After COVID.
The world has changed. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Srinubabu, CEO of Pulsus, a company that has over the years perfected the art of communication to various quarters, from peer-reviewed journals to authenticated ones, and of course, having a credibility of where it gets published in scientific journals and other places. And that for sure is a big information pipeline that he is building. Tomorrow, it may go to universities, it may go to colleges, and it may even go to schools. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.